.742. Last lap by our leader, Nicky Katzberg, did a 9:18, and Maxime Martin in the 98 Rover BMW did a 9:23. So gives you an idea. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a free minute, because it's rare at this time of the race to have no code 60s. And one, I think it's a Lamborghini, has just gone blowing past Max Hesse,
who is slow.
Not in a slow zone then.
No, precisely. Overtaking clearly permitted. The Lamborghini is pushing on, but Max Hesse's not yet in the code 60 affected part of the track. He's just working his way through the right-hander at Klostertal and up the hill towards the carousel, but with the hazard lights flashing. Now, I can't see that either one of the rear tyres is punctured there. There's something not quite right with the 72 BMW.
I think it's the rear left. It almost looked as if the rim was just beading off. I could be wrong, but yeah, he's going through. Max Hesse is going through the gears, so I don't think it's a drivetrain issue. It seems to be something else. The car appears to be driving much straighter than it did when Dan Harper brought it back.
Yeah, yes. But it's down on power. Listening to the onboard audio. Is that a turbo failure? They're running with a straight six, these BMW M4s these days. Twin scroll turbo on the 6-cylinder engine, but it's just lost its potency.
No, it's now starting to wiggle now. I think it's a puncture, Johnny.
All right.
I could be wrong, but...
No. If there's some movement there, I mean, it looked like the rear tyres were inflated, but he's maybe got a bit of steering from the rear, as it were, because perhaps there is a slow puncture that is the issue. Remember, Dan Harper had an off, but surely they will have changed Michelin tyres when they gave the car back to Max Hesse after Dan Harper limped it home.
Yeah,
into Brunchen.
It appears to me, John, I'm not a driver. Our team racing driver is asleep right now, but Peter Snowden, he would spot this straight away. But it just seems as the car is, as he's going into right-hand corners, it wiggles.
Okay.
I mean, he's going quite steadily. So this is, whatever the reason for this, the result is the same.
Yeah.
It's another year where the BMW Junior team just haven't had the fortune play their favour. I'll hold my hands up. They were, and I stand by this, they were my favourite coming into race week, because they've had such a good season. The NLS, they've had a win, they've had a third, they've had a fifth in those 3 races. So this is gutting, because these 3 young guys, they pour their heart and soul.
Tick over. No, it wasn't an outlet for Max Hesse.
So his second
He's done 2,
lap.
possibly 3 laps. The third lap's just ticked over as he arrived in the pit lane. Here's another thought. When Daniel Harper lost the car at Brunchen, he did whack the barrier, I'm pretty sure. He certainly ended up in the gravel. Now, is this delayed damage on the car? We've seen that before, when your co-driver takes over and then he takes the punishment of an earlier off. I'm thinking about when the Manfilter Mercedes, probably 4 years ago, had some contact down at the bottom of the Grand Prix Strecker, and it wasn't until Maxi Goertz took the car over, and about 30 minutes later, when eventually the steering broke and pitched Maxi Goertz into the wall at Hoher Acht. So sometimes the true damage of a particular incident isn't felt in that moment. You have to wait till a little bit later on in the stint. Anyway, junior team crew are tending to this BMW. A little bit of cleaning up to be done around the nose and that kidney-shaped grille on beneath the BMW roundel. But they are checking the rear. Tyres will come off the fronts as well. Checking for any movement on the hub on the front left side. But I don't think it's the fronts that the issue is. He did have one heck of a moment when he hit the brake pedal, though, coming into Tiergarten on the in-lap.
Absolutely, and that it's very strange, very, very strange one here for the BMW Junior team, number 72. The mechanics don't appear to be giving any specific area overall attention. All 4 tyres taken off the car. I did not see a puncture when it got pushed in, Johnny, so the mechanics going to work. So if it's not a puncture, well, when the car was wiggling around on the braking,
Yeah.
it could be a suspension. It's very strange. Whatever it is, this is heartbreak for BMW Junior team. Just an hour ago, they were in the fight for the win. Everything was going great, and then it's just completely unravelled in the blink of an eye. So Max Hess had come over a curb quite hard, flashing the lights, and then
Gone there.
Yeah.
Something has gone at Hoke Eichen on the start of his third lap in the stint. Now, maybe a toe link snapped, and all of a sudden the car just starts to steer very slightly from the rear. But that's the last thing you want, with the majority of the Nordschleife still to be completed. But tyres were always inflated. You did say that maybe something was slightly out of sync, out of alignment on maybe the rear left. It did seem that it snapped away from Max Hesse on that rear left side. I thought he was going to make contact with the BMW in front of him, but it was all on his own. And, you know, think about the punishment that car will have gone through as Dan Harper lost it at Brunchen. It then skates and spins through the gravel, which puts massive pressure on the suspension bits. And it is the rear left corner that they're now shining lights into to work out top wishbone maybe, or as I say, the tracking or the toe link that